Now that NCAAs are over, I wanted to take some time to look back and reflect on the past week that I had and fill you in on some of the experiences of the National Wrestling Championships. Of course, on Fanco Wrestling, we talked all about the wrestling, but what happened between the sessions and even during the sessions off the mat. So I got to Detroit on Wednesday and I was able to go to the Rudis Super event, which was a blast being able to attend that in person. Was it a bit long? Sure. But did I have a lot of fun with all the other wrestlers and media there? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And this was the first year I was able to go to the National Wrestling Championships as Fanco Wrestling. Last year I was with Campbell University, still working as media, but it was still different last year compared to this year. It was the first time since 2019 that there were fans in attendance. 18,000 fans were there for the final, 17,000 for every other session. It was electric, it was energetic in that arena, and although there were no upsets in the finals, there were a lot of upsets before that, and the wrestlers lived off of that energy from the fans and from the arena. And being a part of media is awesome because you get to walk around on the floor and go up in the upper levels and see the whole arena as a whole. But then there's some tough parts, right? When you're on the floor, you get to see those raw emotions of the athletes. The athletes do a great job of keeping their emotions contained on the mat, right? When they lose, they're not freaking out, but it gets a little bit tougher when you get behind scenes and you just see that kind of let out, hopes and dreams kind of let go, or hopes and dreams made in some cases as well. And so I've never been to Detroit, and usually when I visit a city for the first time, one of my favorite things to do is explore it and check out all the entertainment and the food options, especially. Being a wrestler, I love food, but Detroit was a little bit different, and I've said it before, I wish they held the National Wrestling Championships in more exciting cities, more scenic locations even. I want to see it in Texas or Florida or California. Why do we stick to the dreary Pennsylvania and Ohio and Michigan? I didn't love the location in the city. It was a bit dreary. The weather wasn't great, but it didn't deter from me being excited by the wrestling, right? I'm in the arena for most of the day, and when you're in the arena for most of the day and you're at a wrestling tournament, right, you go without food, you go without drinking a lot, you go without sleep a lot of times. Right now I'm running off of no sleep since the first sessions on Saturday morning. That's just what you're used to with wrestling tournaments though, right? From youth all the way up until college, you're used to wrestling tournaments, and whether you're wrestling or watching as a fan, no food, no drinks, that's just how it is. And although I didn't necessarily explore Detroit much, what I did do is network with a lot of wrestling fans and wrestling media. If you were one of those fans that I met and talked to, it was great being able to meet with you in person rather than just over the screen. And the wrestling media that I met was just incredible. Being able to talk with Flow Wrestling and Intermat and Bashmania, Stalemates, Wrestling Changed My Life, UFC, so many different wrestling media and fans. It was a blast being able to do that. And I think that's the best part of the National Wrestling Championships is, the wrestling's great. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But my favorite part, the thing that I look forward to the most, is really being able to meet the people, get together with the people. Because that's what the National Wrestling Championships are. It's really a big reunion of wrestlers and coaches and fans, and it's unlike any other event in the entire year because you look around, you have fans from Iowa, Michigan, Pennsylvania, California, Utah, Florida, like all flying in to one area, and you can't beat that. And so if you ever get a chance to go to the National Wrestling Championships, I highly recommend it because it's just one big reunion. Next year they'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I plan to be there, and I'd love for you to let me know if you plan to go next year or any time in the future. This week was one of my favorite wrestling weekends of all time. I enjoyed it, and I really do sincerely hope that you enjoyed all the content that I've been pushing out. It's been a blast.